Hello. This history-dense, legendary park is here. Today I'm going to talk about all the rides at EPCOT that have closed or been changed. I'll go land by land, but not really pavilion by pavilion. The first ride I'll talk about is Journey into Imagination. Journey into Imagination opened in 1983 and was considered the best version. In 1998 the ride closed and was replaced by Journey into Your Imagination. This version was heavily hated because it was shorter, cheap, and didn't have Figment or the Dreamfinder. In 2001 Journey into Your Imagination was rethemed to Journey into Imagination with Figment. This version isn't bad but not the same as the original. These are also connected in history. Imageworks opened in 1982 and had the iconic Rainbow Tunnel. In 1998 it closed and was replaced by a Disney Vacation Club lounge. In 1999 the Imageworks What If Labs opened and replaced part of Journey into Imagination. This was nowhere near the quality of the original Imageworks. The only changes since then is there have been some rotating meet and greets, but that's pretty much it. This ride had many sub-rides. Innoventions opened in 1994 each, with the west side closing in 2015 and the east side closed in 2019. I'm not going to go into all the exhibits because there has been 77, which is more than the amount of rides I covered in the Disneyland Closed Rides video alone, so I'll just cover notable ones. Colortopia opened in 2015 and closed in 2019. It was all about colors located on the east side. Habit Heroes opened in 2012 and closed in 2016. It was about habits located on the east side and closed due to fat shaming. Son of All Thrills opened in 2009 and closed in 2016 and was a roller coaster simulator on the east side. Sorry the west side got no mentions, it was mainly just companies advertising including Lego. Innoventions West became Journeys of Water inspired by Moana, and Innoventions East became Connections Eatery. These next rides shared a theater, so they're mentioned together. Magic Journeys opened in 1982 and was a show about a children's point of view. It closed in 1986 and was moved to Magic Kingdom, and at EPCOT it was replaced by Captain EO. Captain EO was about Michael Jackson and closed in 1994 and was replaced by Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. Honey, I Shrunk the Audience closed in 2010 and was replaced by Captain EO A Tribute. Captain EO A Tribute sadly closed in 2015 and was replaced by Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. This is in my opinion the worst of all of them because it's just like the saying says, Disney and Pixar shorts in a theater. This is a fountain. The Fountain of Nations opened in 1982 and changed in 1996 to add fountains and closed in 2019 and was replaced by Dreamer's Point. It was a fountain with a glass of water from 29 different countries, which was cool, but you can't say much bad stuff about Walt Disney. This ride is still open but very different from its opening date. Spaceship Earth opened in 1982 and changed in these years. In the first years of it opening, the fog at the beginning of the tunnel was removed and some animatronics including an Egyptian worker, a kid in the Gutenberg scene, and a woman in the network communication scenes. In 1986 the ride was given a new narrator, brighter lights in the beginning tunnel, the paperless office and boy at computer scenes were added, and the ride got a new theme song, Tomorrow's Child. In 1994 the ride was given another new narrator, given a new musical score, removed the boy at the computer, paperless office and network communication scenes and replaced it with the video call scene, a redone Earth was added, the space station and astronauts were removed, and the descent was changed to Future Tech, ending with City of the Future. In 2000 the Mickey arm was added with a red flashing light on the top for being too tall. In 2001 the Mickey's arm sign was changed from saying 2000 to saying EPCOT. In 2007 the Mickey arm was removed. In 2008 the ride was redone and got new narration. The Greek plane became a math lesson, the video call scene was replaced by mainframe computer scenes, the interactive touch scene was added, the camera at the beginning, as well as the blue grid was added. Now it's time for World Discovery with a ride that had to close eventually. Universe of Energy opened in 1982 and would have been fine today, just a little old. It closed in 1996 and was rethemed to Ellen's Energy Adventure. This probably wouldn't have lasted any longer, as Bill Nye has been said to not like kids now, and you know why Ellen is hated. It closed in 2017 and was replaced by the wonderful Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. The only change to Cosmic Rewind is when it got rid of an overlay, but that's saved for a future video. This ride should have never closed. Horizons opened in 1983 and closed in 1999 and was replaced by Mission Space. Mission Space changed once in 2017 to add Green Mission. The reason I said this is a mistake is Horizons had a charm about the future and could have just been redone once in a while. Instead, the on-the-wall Omnimover was replaced by a spinning death trap with a screen. This ride was the famous Omnimover system. World of Motion opened in 1982 and was about the evolution of movement. It closed in 1996 and was replaced by Test Track version 1. Test Track version 1 leaned heavily on being a crash test dummy and was rethemed to Test Track version 2 in 2012. Test Track version 2 leaned heavily to the future of cars, and it was rethemed in 2025 to Test Track version 3. This version is the happy medium between test and innovation, which is best. This was an entire pavilion that's sitting abandoned today. The Wonders of Life was a pavilion about the human body that sat between what's now Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and Mission Space. It had many rides, which I'll list one by one. Body Wars opened in 1989 and closed in 2007 and was like Body Star Tours. Cranium Command opened in 1989 and closed in 2007, and you were a spectator in a child's brain. The Making of Me opened in 1989 and was about, children. Goofy About Health opened in 1989 and closed in 2007 and was about Goofy's health problems. The pavilion was announced to be the Play Pavilion, however it was indefinitely postponed due to COVID happening. The extra information I have is that the Buzzy animatronic in Cranium Command was likely stolen, and Body Wars could likely be an overlay because it's the exact ride system as Star Tours. Now it's time for World Nature, with Fruit. Kitchen Cabaret opened in 1982 and was replaced in 1994 by Food Rocks. They were different in that Kitchen Cabaret just showed food groups, but Food Rocks was about fighting junk food. In 2004, Food Rocks closed and was replaced by Soarin' Over California. Soarin' Over California was rethemed in 2016 to Soarin' Around the World, which makes more sense than California Adventure ditching it, but I digress. In 2023 to 2024, Soarin' Over California came back, and that was when I went to EPCOT, so that's cool. Also in June, it will be overlaid by Soarin' Across America. Also, the stage was or maybe is right behind this wall in the Soarin' queue. This ride is salty. The Living Seas opened in 1986 and was pretty much just the last half of the Finding Nemo ride today. 2007, the ride was replaced by The Seas with Nemo and Friends, which is definitely better because it's longer. Seabase Alpha opened in 1986 and changed in 2007 to add Mr. Ray's Lagoon Lab, Bruce's Shark World, Turtle Talk with Crush, and other Finding Nemo theming. The only other change was in 2016 to update Turtle Talk with Crush. I still can't believe when it opened the Living Seas with just the aquarium scene. I feel like these three rides aren't really talked about, even though one of them is open still. Symbiosis opened in 1982 and was about technology and protection of the environment. In 1995, the ride was replaced by Circle of Life and Environment Fable, which was about nature protection. It was replaced in 2020 by Awesome Planet, which is still open today. Honestly, these three are underrated severely. The ride is open but has changed a lot. Listen to the Land opened in 1982 and changed in 1993 to change the name to Living with the Land, and in 2006 to remove on-ride narrators. There have been small change to the plants and animals, but it's mostly the same today. Now it's time for World Showcase, and why not start with something that's everywhere? Kim Possible's World Showcase Adventure opened in 2009 and was replaced in 2012 by Agent P's World Showcase Adventure. The only other change was in 2020 to replace Agent P's World Showcase Adventure with DuckTales World Showcase Adventure. Most of the places like Germany and Mexico are very similar across all versions, with just difference in IP. This ride is also everywhere, but it's still open. EPCOT Fun Stops opened in 1999 and only changed in 2012 to replace the collectible mask or stamps with Duffy Bear, and in 2018 to make it just stamps in a Ziploc bag. I think the mask was the coolest part. This ride again is still open but got a small but major change. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure opened in 2021 and changed in 2025 to make the ride 3D without glasses instead of 3D with glasses. This change is great, unlike a lot of other EPCOT changes. The ride went from great ride to another great ride. Maelstrom opened in 1988 and closed in 2014 and was replaced by Frozen Ever After. Then only change will be in 10 hours of me riding this, but was in February 12, 2026 and redid the faces for the characters. There are many scenes that outdo each other across both versions of the ride. However, I think Frozen Ever After has a slight lead compared to Maelstrom. I do like that you almost went over the waterfall though. This ride has a very similar premise and history to the last ride. El Rio del Tiempo opened in 1982 and closed in 2007 and was replaced the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros. The only other change was in 2015 to replace the Three Caballeros cutouts with the animatronics from the Mickey Mouse Revue. The ride wasn't really as altered between versions, however they were different enough to be considered a replacement and not really an overlay. This ride is now inferior to its predecessor. O Canada opened in 1982, was updated to high quality in 2007 and closed in 2019 to be replaced by Canada Far and Wide. I've done neither, so I can't say if the change was good or bad, but the common consensus is that Canada Far and Wide is worse. Also, Canada Far and Wide opened not long before COVID, so it closed for a bit with the part not long after it opened. This ride was just gone, and doesn't have a concrete removal date. World Showcase Buses opened in 1982 and closed in the early 2000s, and is now just nothing. It was the same as the Omnibus at Disneyland and Magic Kingdom, so it's not a devastating loss, but it's still gone and now it's nothing. The only thing that can get you quickly across World Showcase now is only the friendship boats. Funny how they're now rides though? These two are in the same building, so they'll get grouped together. The American Adventure opened in 1982 and changed in 1993 to refresh the animatronics and redo the music. In 2007 to extend the end of the Golden Dreams montage, adding a tribute to 9/11, and in 2018 to add influential people like Simone Biles, Elon Musk, and Madonna. The American Heritage Gallery opened in 1982, changed in 2010 to add characters from the show. In 2018, changed to the exhibit, creating tradition, innovation, and change in American Indian art, and that exhibit was replaced in 2024 by Portraits of Courage, a Commander-in-Chief's tribute to America's warriors. These two are also very similar, so they're grouped together. Wonders of China opened in 1982 and was replaced in 2003 by Reflections of China. This change was minor because the plots are similar. Also, Reflections of China was planned to be replaced in 2021 but is spared for now. House of the Whispering Willows opened in 1982 as a museum but then had the following exhibits. In 2005 the exhibit was Tomb Warriors Guardian Spirits of Ancient China. It was replaced in 2017 to Inside Shanghai Disney Resort. In 2021, it was Creating Tradition, Innovation, and Change in American Indian Art, while the America Pavilion was closed and it was reverted in 2022. This ride is kinda hidden. The Jutsukan Gallery opened in 1982 and had the following exhibits. In 1982 the exhibit was The Living Treasures of Japan. In 1994 the exhibit became the Art of Japan Theater. The next exhibit was in 1985 and was Feather on the Wind, the Art of Japanese Kites. In 1987 the exhibit was replaced by Echoes Through Time. In the early 1990s, the exhibit became Japanese Woman and the Arts. In the mid-1990s, the exhibit became Nitsuke story carvings of old Japan. In 1999, the exhibit became Karakuri traditional automata of Japan. In 2000, the exhibit became Diamond Warriors baseball in Japan. In 2003, the exhibit became Tin Toy Stories. In 2010, the exhibit became Spirited Beast from ancient stores to anime stars. And lastly, in 2015, the exhibit became Kawaii Japan's cute culture, which is the exhibit today. Most of these museums are history dense. This museum doesn't have many changes. Gallery of Arts and History opened in 1984 and changed in 2007 to have the exhibit Moroccan Decorative Arts, which in 2011 that exhibit was replaced by Moroccan Myth and Beauty, and in 2017 the exhibit became Moroccan Style, the art of personal adornment, which is how it is today. Here's the next museum. Mexico Folk Art Gallery opened in 1982, and here's the following exhibit's history. In 2007, the original exhibit, Traditional Mexican Folk Art, became Animals Fantásticos. In 2013, the exhibit became La Catrina, and in 2017 the exhibit became Remember Me, which is the current exhibit. My personal favorite exhibit was the Animals Fantásticos. Who doesn't like little animals? This is the final ride, and it's a museum. State Church Gallery opened in 1988 and had the following exhibits. In 2008, the original exhibit, Vikings Conquerors of the Sea, was replaced by the Vikings the Dragon and the Hammer. In 2014, which was replaced by the exhibit, Norse Kultur Inspiration for Disney's Frozen, which was replaced in 2023 by Gods of the Vikings, which is the current exhibit. I'm gonna be honest, when I walked past it for the first time I thought it was a restaurant. I hope you enjoyed. EPCOT is severely history-rich, probably because of the Tomorrowland problem. The future is always changing. This video took a while, however my next video, All Rides at Hollywood Studios, won't take long, so see you then.